Hey, Lockhart. It's good to see y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Are you ready to take back Texas? Are you ready to beat Ken Paxton? Lockhart, it is so good to see you. Thank you, Chairwoman, for those kind words. Thank you for your service and your leadership in this community. Thank you to the volunteers in the vests who made this event possible. And thank you to all of you for showing up here on short notice. It is good to see you in Lockhart, Texas. We are building a movement to take back our state and to take back our country. We are uniting Texans onto one team to take on this broken, corrupt political system. We have traveled to every corner of this state, from Beaumont to El Paso, from Amarillo to Brownsville, and everywhere in between, big cities, small towns, red areas and blue areas alike. We've had thousands of Texans showing up to rally with us. And I can't tell you the number of people who come up to me at the end of these events and whisper some version of, "I'm not a Democrat," like they're in the witness protection program. I can't tell you the number of young people who've been showing up saying it's the first political event they've ever attended. That is how we change the politics of this state. We have recruited more than 59,000 volunteers who are doing the organizing work all over this state to win in November. And we have shattered grassroots fundraising records, all without taking a dime from corporate PACs. This is a people-powered campaign. And on November 3rd, we are going to do something extraordinary. We are going to end 30 years of one-party rule in this state and elect a senator who's going to serve us, not billionaire mega donors. We have forgotten that that's what politics is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about service. Elected officials aren't supposed to serve themselves or their mega donors. They're supposed to serve us. I first learned the meaning of service from my great-grandfather, my papi. He was a barber in Port O'Connor, Texas, on the Gulf Coast. And he served this country in World War II in the Pacific Theater. Papi was a member of the greatest generation, a group of Americans who asked not what their country could do for them, but what they could do for their country. And whether he was cutting his neighbor's hair or fighting fascism on the other side of the world, Papi was always serving other people. He was a faithful man. That's the best word I can think of to describe him. He was a devout Christian who tried to actually live like Jesus, who, in the words of Scripture, came not to be served, but to serve. And that's how Papi lived his life. His favorite Bible story was in the book of Matthew, when Jesus' disciples are all jockeying for position. They're trying to figure out who's top dog. They're trying to figure out the pecking order. And Jesus stops them and says, "The rulers of this world lord their power over the people, but among you it will be different. The greatest among you will be a servant." The greatest among you will be a servant. That's a countercultural idea. In a world that's obsessed with power and wealth, Jesus is saying that real greatness is serving others. My papi inspired me to serve. And so when I graduated from the University of Texas, I moved all my stuff. Hook 'em horns. You can say hook 'em horns. I moved all my dad's an Aggie, to all the Aggies in the room. His greatest disappointment was that he raised a Longhorn. So when I graduated from UT Austin, I moved all my stuff down to the west side of San Antonio to teach middle school in one of the poorest zip codes in our state. And in my first year of teaching, I noticed something really strange. All of my students were eating the exact same snack, off-brand strawberry Pop-Tarts. And I I couldn't figure out if there was some kind of Pop-Tart craze sweeping the nation, but I kept finding these wrappers in the trash can in my classroom. So after class one day, I asked one of the kids, "Where'd you get the Pop-Tart?" And he said, "Miss Rivas gave it to me." I said, "Miss Rivas, the custodian?" He said, "Yeah, she carries them in her purse." So after school, I found Miss Rivas, and I asked her about it. She said she bought them in bulk every weekend and then brought them to school every morning. When I asked her why on earth she would spend her hard-earned money on off-brand strawberry Pop-Tarts, she looked at me kind of confused and said, "They don't get breakfast at home." That was all.